Hey guys, this is T
and G
from Vegas Best Ideas, and today we have a special guest with us.
Hey guys, I'm Nitin. Nice to meet you guys.
And he is our local Vegas friend, so he had a good idea that maybe we could taste test some Canadian versus American snacks. So we thought we would try a few out and see which one is better. I think we already know the answer to that.
Well, that's USA, of course.
Alright, so we have dill pickle chips. So these are actually from Trader Joe's, guys. I forgot to bring some from Canada. But if you look at the back, it's product of Canada on the back. So technically these are going to be our Canadian version today. These are our American version of dill pickle chips. Then we've got... And they are made in America.
These are made in Nottingham, Pennsylvania?
Maybe distributed.
Or, yes. Anyways, they're definitely American.
And then we have an infamous Canadian treat, Hawkins Cheesies.
Cheesies. Made with real Canadian cheese.
Yes, and they are made in Belleville, Ontario.
And this is the closest version to cheesies in America is your
Cheetos. Because they're like
they're
a harder,
like a crunchy,
they're not like the cheese puffball type ones. These are like crunchy.
Yeah. And then we have the Canadian Kit Kat. You can see the slight difference in packaging. But there's a big difference in taste, I bet.
And not only that, there's a big difference in the company that makes it. In Canada, it's Nestle.
It's Nestle Canada.
And in the US, it's Hershey Company.
Yeah. And then, speaking of Hershey's, we have the Hershey's Canada chocolate bar with almonds.
And are those still made by Nestle too?
Let's see. I think it says Hershey's Canada.
Okay, so
in
there is a Hershey's Canada.
Yeah.
And then this one's also the Hershey Company.
But it's the United States one, yeah. And it's the exact same kind of bar with almonds, that one.
One thing that's interesting too is we have French language on both these.
Yes.
And I'm noticing on the American, the calories are instantly put on the labels.
Ours are like on the back.
Even on the
They don't want you to know how.
Yeah. Calories, 150 calories.
That is interesting, yeah. And then our last one is Mars bar. You guys don't have a Mars bar, but we've heard that a very similar version of it is your Milky Way. So we're gonna see how similar those are and which one's better. So thought we could like try each thing. We'll talk about how they taste, and then we'll each give it a rating. Is that cool?
Do we try? Okay.
Like each thing at a time.
Okay, so we try like the dill pickle chips,
yeah.
and then we try the cheesies. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that cool?
Okay.
Okay. What do you want to start with, Nitin?
We're gonna do the Kit Kat. So I'll open this American one and I'll put it on a napkin here.
Okay. Canadian one. Let's see if we notice any differences in color too. I think we were watching the video and they noticed some, like some other stuff out the way for now.
Okay. There's the American Kit Kat.
Looks like you kept it fresh.
And we just washed our hands, guys. We're all clean here. This one looks
Lighter.
pretty lighter.
Yeah, which is surprising. It's not supposed to be dark chocolate.
Nope, they're both milk chocolate.
Slightly lighter.
Slightly lighter.
I mean, Nestle is not Hershey, but yeah.
Is the logo a little bit different? It is. This one's got a little circle.
It's like circular.
That's
we
not
can
what
each.
it's all about. It's about it.
Well, the logo matches the wrapper, so this logo matches that, and they have a different stamp on it.
It's true.
So you can either take a half or a full thing.
It's consistent marketing.
Okay, so let's try the American one first. Or you're cutting them all in half. Yeah, however you want to do it. However much you feel like eating.
Well, the thing is, you might want some more after.
That's true.
Let's just do this for the taste test. If we eat too much all at once, we're gonna feel like
we're having chocolate
Yeah.
overload. I don't think Nitin and I'll feel that, but Gord might.
Okay. So, Canadian Kit Kat, or sorry, U.S. Kit Kat, Canadian Kit Kat.
Alright, let's do US first.
Alright.
Let's all try it at the same time. So.
Chocolatey, crispy, wafery.
I feel like chocolatey feels a bit waxy to me. Does that make sense? Feel waxy to you?
He doesn't know until probably.
I wouldn't know until that
Canadian.
one. But I mean, it definitely has like. It's
like,
definitely sweet.
Yeah. It's definitely not dark chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do have a Dr.
Let's
They do have a
try
dark
the
chocolate version.
Kit Kat. Canadian.
Chocolate feels more richer to me. Like, not waxy. I don't know. It's the best description I can give.
It feels sweeter though, I think. A little bit.
Oh no, this one has a distinct. It's like they didn't put caramel in it, but has a distinct, more milkier chocolate than that.
That's why I said I feel like it feels a little sweeter, maybe. I don't know why, but
I like this one because if you're gonna say waxier, then I would have to say that because it has a.
Interesting. Nitin thinks this one
So,
has the coating.
Interesting, this is 230 calories too, so it's 20 calories more.
20 calories more. More sugar? Let's see.
How much sugar does the Canadian one have?
This has 23 grams of sugar.
This one has 23 grams of sugar too.
So
It should have it. In a way, it should be exact. Unless, of course, every country is different.
I don't know about you guys, but I need to try it again.
Other than that, they're pretty much identical, but the chocolate, and Nestle's not going to make it the same type of chocolate like Hershey. But I just think that's definitely a milk. That's if you were going to say dark chocolate, even though we know this isn't dark chocolate, but you would almost have to say.
This one's more rich almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say. And also.
For Kit Kat, that's weird because that's not what I think of a Kit Kat. I think of more of wavery taste.
The country taste. I would say that one's maybe a bit more crunchy, the American one.
Yeah, that one's definitely crunchy.
I'm gonna try that one.
I'm gonna try another one if you want it. I need some water.
You almost have to eat one like right after.
The other thing that I think is interesting is what you're used to eating all the time is I'm not used to this, obviously, so my brain is thinking about it. But this is what I grew up on, so of course I'm much more familiar. But
am I crazy, or does it feel like this has more wafer and this one has more chocolate?
That's what I just said too. Yeah, or more like crunchy almost.
Yeah, because more wafer would make it crunchier.
I think so.
This one has. I feel like
They're
this
very
has more
similar.
wafer.
Very similar.
Anyway, I wouldn't say either one is better than the other, but you can definitely tell there's a difference.
No,
I agree.
It's not
usually
significant, but again, like I think the wafer is more on this, and there's less chocolate, and that one has less wafer and more chocolate. So it feels like the chocolate's more rich. To me, this one feels a little bit more waxy. I don't know why that is.
maybe because it's more wafer than chocolate, where this is more chocolate than wafer. So
it could be that, or the other thing could be just like our taste buds are more used to this side because we're in Canada.
Right, just like me. Right.
Looking at it, you can even see there's more chocolate in this one, like in between the layers.
Yeah.
Like, see that one? You can't even see the definition as much. Like this one, you can kind of see like.
Kind of gotta show it to the
I
camera.
know it's hard for you guys probably to see, but basically, yeah. Okay, so let's rate it 1 out of 10.
It's gonna be hard.
I
Because
know.
how do you rate yourself?
You know what? I like this chocolate bar as a whole. I'd give them both an 8.5.
You're gonna give them equal ratings.
Yes.
Wow.
Because they're different, but I
very
like them
similar.
equally in different ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Nitin?
I mean, I like them both.
Give each one a rating. Out of 10.
This is out of 10.
I mean, they're really close. If anything, I'd probably give this an 8. I think this also has to do with because I grew up eating USA Kit Kat.
It's all.
I mean,
same
if I
with us.
would say like the American version, I'd give an 8. Canadian version, I'd give it like a that's an 8, 7.5. I'd have to say.
Whoa.
He's a hard marker,
He's
guys.
Only because like when I think of Kit Kat, I do think of more wafer than chocolate. If I'm eating the chocolate, then am I better off eating like a Hershey or a chocolate bar?
I can see what you're saying.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna
Oh.
give.
Here's the other thing.
Oh.
Do you call it a candy bar?
Oh,
Or do
yes.
you call it a chocolate
What do you guys call this? Like these?
We're used to saying, I don't think about it. I'm used to saying candy bars.
Yeah.
We
We
never say
never.
that ever
Always
in
call it
Canada.
chocolate bar.
We always call it a chocolate bar.
We just associate candy bar as just anything with chocolate.
Yeah.
Like in a bar form?
Candy to us is like something that would be like,
Hard.
So
a
then-
hard
yeah,
candy,
like
not
very sugary or
So
not
then-
chocolate.
I don't know if you have this in Canada. A Babe Ruth is peanuts with caramel, and I used to see ones that were coated with chocolate. Now I just see more peanuts. That's not a chocolate bar. So what would you call that then?
We would still call it chocolate because if there's chocolate in it and it's in the form of a bar,
Well, it's form of a bar, but there was no.
But
It
there's
used to
not.
have chocolate. Now it doesn't.
I,
Now it's
I
just
got what you were
coated in.
saying, but we don't even
we
have
would
that.
still
so,
call
but we
it a
would still
chocolate
call
bar.
it
We
a
just lump
chocolate
it all.
bar.
We lump it
yeah.
all together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have some that are like all caramel or something, and that would still be a chocolate bar to us.
All right, let's hit the chips.
I didn't rate myself.
Oh, that's
didn't rate
right.
yet.
Sorry, my bad. My
It's
bad.
okay.
You go, rate it.
Okay, Kit Kat is one of my favorite chocolate bars, so I'm gonna rate this high, but I'll say 9.5 for Canadian, and I'll give this one 8.5.
Oh, interesting.
I
So
don't
you like
like
more.
it as,
You like more
I don't
chocolate.
like it as much. Yeah, I want that chocolate. If I'm gonna eat a chocolate bar, I want it to feel like there's chocolate. Okay, that was fun. So let's move on to. Should we do something salty now? Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, we.
Is this thing recording like constantly? Do you have to edit it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have to go
I'll
pee.
edit.
So-
Yeah, you can go pee. Go pee.
Difference in the packaging.
I'm not sure. These are definitely going to be different.
All right, Gord picked the next thing to try,
So
and it's the. Go ahead.
We're doing Cheesies versus Cheetos. So these are kind of the closest derivatives we can find of American versus Canadian style of these crunchier style of cheese snacks.
Have you tried these before, Nitin? I can't remember. We
I
brought
think
them
I
some
did,
Canadian
but I don't
snacks
remember.
Before. Yeah, it's probably been a while.
All right, and so you go first. Do you have a cheesy?
So we're
Okay.
gonna do. Oh, I thought we did American first last time.
We
We're
did.
gonna mix it
So
up.
then you have a
Doesn't
Cheetos.
matter.
No, we'll be
I don't know.
consistent.
Yeah.
Go have a Cheetos.
Okay.
Or should you have it?
You go first.
So we're going in order.
I don't know.
It doesn't
We're
matter.
all
Let's
over the
all
place.
take one. Let's all eat one. You can take a couple or go back and forth too. Okay.
Spear.
Your typical.
As
It's very fried. I don't really taste much cheese. That's,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's Cheetos.
That's true. It's more of like a fried taste.
Take this big boy. Mm.
I noticed one thing immediately. Way more salty.
Absolutely.
They're
But
salty.
you
they're,
know why?
They're,
Because that's because of the cheese.
they're so very. They're like kettle crispy. They're a lot crispier
Yeah,
than
they're
that.
very-
They're a lot harder
Very, very
In-
crispy.
in texture.
And lots more cheese. You know how you guys talk about like the orange fingers and stuff? Like you can get some pretty orange fingers
Okay.
from this.
Go again.
Yeah, you gotta try these back and forth a few times.
I'm almost tempted to try our cheese puffs because I feel like they would be like that, except less crispy.
I know what you're saying.
I've got cheese puffs. Let's try.
Oh, you brought cheese puffs?
I have some.
Yeah, so
Oh, nice.
I kind of agree with Nitin. I feel like it's more saltier, more
I know what he's
cheesier,
saying.
like a
The
cheese
taste
puff.
is the
In
same,
terms, yeah, the taste.
but not the texture.
Yeah,
Okay, so this one's for the taste. That's for the texture. So we're gonna try two American.
Oh,
versions.
Cheetos puffs.
So
Oh
these
man, those are like king size.
Yeah.
Try this.
Yeah, it's a similar taste, but still, these are
Right.
like way more taste to me.
Let me see.
And so crunchy. Like very crunchy, eh?
Salty. Yeah, that's just really concentrated.
Yeah, it's very concentrated. So this one, guys, has only like 4 ingredients, which is pretty rare in food these days. But it's cornmeal, vegetable oil, processed aged cheddar cheese, which I think
So,
gives you like a little bit
processed cheese.
of the extra. And then like salt and stuff. And then these have, let's see what kind of. So the first ingredient is cornmeal, so that's consistent. But then we got vegetable oil and cheese seasoning. So there's no actual cheese in these ones.
That may be one of the differences because I felt the cheesies was more concentrated with. I wouldn't say real cheese, but it was definitely more cheesy.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like kettle crispy. So if you don't like crispy, you're probably not gonna like it.
If you don't like crunchy, you definitely wouldn't like these because they're very crunchy.
But I would actually, if I had to pick out of these three, I mean, if I had to compare like the two battles, I would do cheesies and cheese puffs. I thought this was softer, but because these are bigger, they mix up for that. Like
I know what you're saying.
Dense cheese taste where it's soft and you could. I feel like you probably eat more of this, but it's it's a personal preference.
This one I feel like when you eat it, it's like very dry ending. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I thought that was very fried. I didn't like. It's like shrivels of like what happens when you eat it.
The size difference, guys. I don't know if you can see, but it's like tiny, medium, large.
The salt content,
that's pretty
salty taste of that.
This is very high salt.
Feels like it's longer lasting at the end.
Yeah, you get the salt kick at the end of these ones for some reason.
Okay, let's go for our rating.
Sorry, one more thing to note: there's no preservatives in cheesies from Canada, which is a pretty big deal too. These ones have tons of preservatives in them, so they're kind of a slightly a bit more natural, I guess, if you could say, for a snack food. Junk food. Okay, I'll rate first this time. I give cheesies 9. The Cheetos Puffs I give 8. And these I give 5.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. I would say, see, that's the thing. I like the taste. I think it's cheesy, but it's just too crispy for me.
Yeah,
it's like because I'm not a fan of kettle chips.
Yeah,
so
they're definitely
they're a much harder snack.
Yeah.
So I guess I would have to go like 8, 7, 5. Actually, I don't like the Cheetos. I don't like the crunchy Cheetos.
Yeah, I'd say 5. I'd say 7. I'd say 8.
Okay, so it's definitely again we're stuck with this. Because it's the Canadian region, you're used to just what you're used to.
I'm betting that's a big factor in it.
Yeah, definitely. It's what you're used to. But yeah, it's interesting to see all the textures too, of like the cheesy kind of.
But I'm glad you brought the puffs though, because that actually was a telling tale.
Yeah,
Otherwise, that would have died immediately. That was can't compete that was
no competition. I was just thinking because of the texture, they were similar. Because they're both crunchy. But yeah,
that one is it's like shriveled. It's like when you eat a bag of when you eat chicken nuggets and you get the one that looks like that, you're gonna get that. That was just the leftover remnants version chicken nugget you're eating versus the whole one.
So that's what you eat if you got nothing else to eat.
These definitely match more closer with the cheese level and the salt level. These match more closer with the texture.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And that's cheesies. Let's do another chocolate. Let's do Hershey's. I'm curious about this.
Despite the labeling, I'm curious why.
I'm curious how yours guys tastes because it's Hershey Canada.
Yeah.
Now this Hershey USA.
Let's check the calories. Oh, see, ours was a little higher again, 220, and we have 21 grams of sugar.
This is 210 and. Sugar, 20 grams of sugar.
So less sugar, so 20 calories isn't going to do a whole much.
But this is also 41 grams. Is that also more than 41 grams?
Yeah, that's true. This is 43 grams.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more, but I don't know if that's that much.
It might be the chocolate. Maybe you guys just love more chocolate in your stuff than the actual.
What's interesting though is technically in terms of your not the vendor but the actual bar, they're like the exact same thing in terms of appearance.
Yeah, pretty much.
But why have separate packaging between US and Canada, why not just keep the packaging?
Well, because it's
This-
two different companies.
Well, that
Yeah.
the
No, in this
country
case,
is
it's
rule.
both Hershey. Well, Hershey's
No,
Canada,
exactly.
Hershey, yeah.
So if they're going by
Yeah.
Canada's regulations,
Yeah,
versus
that's
USA
cheating. We
regulations,
have to have
might.
French on all of our stuff. Little middle piece. You guys try now too. It's definitely darker in appearance. It tastes like Hershey's Kisses chocolates.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, no,
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
their
Their
that's
distinct
signature. That's their signature taste of.
Mhm. Okay.
Although I never,
Now let's see.
I don't like
Canada.
stale Hershey Kisses though.
I don't know what you mean.
Interesting. I feel like this one's
Did you
Even
just
though-
did you just buy this today, or was this like in the
Mhm.
fridge all the time?
Yesterday. Mm-mm.
even though. Well, just to start off, go ahead. You had both.
No, he needs to have
Okay.
this one now.
Even though they're both milk chocolate, I did find this one tasted darker to me.
Oh
And
yeah,
it looks darker.
It does.
Yeah. Like in appearance.
So it must be a different ratio of cocoa or
So you guys know how
Maybe
Hershey's Kisses taste? This one tastes completely like
yeah,
that.
I agree.
This one doesn't taste like that barely at all.
I don't think so either.
Okay. Like, do you notice the difference?
oh my god,
Like big time.
I actually like this one. This one has a funky,
Yeah, it's got that
weird
like
crayon
weird-
stale chocolate
yeah,
taste
it's
to
like
it.
that very.
I know that's a
kinda-
bad analogy, but
No,
it's like
it's-
it has a very it's when the cocoa fat rises and it's been stale. It has
Yeah, and I
this
just
funk
bought
to
it and it's brand new and it didn't even get melted and this one got melted a bit.
This one doesn't have that, but it's it
Like,
doesn't have the
It's
dark
not
chocolate
s-
feel,
It's not
but
strong, yeah.
I prefer the milk chocolate feel and the sweetness of this Hershey versus the dark chocolate and the funk after stale
I
chocolate
agree,
taste.
and you're
It's
opposite.
interesting. I like this one better.
You're kidding?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm with you, Nitin. I
But
like
the-
this one.
But sometimes but that's why I was asking you was this stuff because I know because
No.
sometimes if you take a Reese's peanut butter cup
Yeah, I know what you
and
mean.
the fat rises up and you eat it, it's like I'll throw it away. It
Yeah.
has to be fresh to me.
No, I just bought it yesterday and it didn't even sit in the sun at all.
To me, because there's nuts in there, for some reason, having sort of a darker blend of chocolate appeals to me more. This one felt more milk chocolatey.
Yeah, that's definitely
It's
milk
definitely
chocolate.
milk chocolate.
With
yeah.
the almonds, it didn't match up. It
But
didn't
that,
seem
but
like
that
it.
one has too weird of an aftertaste to me. I don't like it. It's too strong, if that makes sense.
I just like I don't know I'm leaning towards the Canadian version
Try it.
How
try
can
it by
these
that
be
one,
totally
try it
different?
that way.
Hey, like totally different.
because like I'm focusing on. I mean
And
that
like you
that
said, they look exactly
this
the
is
same.
I thought this one more crunchy almonds where that one kind of got lost in the chocolate.
I
Because
agree
of the
with
more
that. I agree
chocolate.
with that.
No,
That's
I
a good
agree with what you're
analogy.
saying.
Or a good observation, I
Yeah,
should say. now.
yeah. I felt like the chocolate and the almonds kind of blended together in this one more.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And that one, it's very.
I think that's what I was
distinct.
trying to describe, but
I
I
know
wasn't
what
saying
you're
it very
saying.
well.
I just don't like the taste of the chocolate in that one.
For some
Yeah,
reason,
the aftertaste
Yeah.
is a turn off
Yeah,
when
me
you
too.
compare it.
it's weird.
Okay, well, let's rate. You go first, Gord.
I would say 8 and a 7.
I would probably go. I'd probably go 9
Ooh.
and 6.5.
Ooh. Wow.
You're gonna have to put a ratings or an average rating chart up.
Yeah, I
or
know. We'll have
something.
to average them all out and see which one, got the best. I'm gonna say 5 for this.
Wow,
I
that's
really
real
don't
low.
like it.
I mean, the aftertaste. Mine
Yeah.
was. That's why I had a second one. It was
Yeah.
subtle, but if I was gonna keep
If
eating
I
it,
ate that whole bar, yeah.
that
I
whole bar would
really-
be gone in
yeah.
a second if I was eating the Canadian one.
This one, I'll say a 7.5. I really don't like them either.
Interesting.
You're just not a fan of that.
Yeah, just
combo
not a
together?
fan of that, just kind of basic chocolate with some nuts.
Which you brought some. Wait, do they make Canadian Reese's peanut butter cups?
I don't know, I think those ones are pretty similar, but we'll have to try that another time. Yeah, we'll have to think of some other ones. If you guys have any ideas for things that we can try in the future, let us know.
Alright, so we need something savory.
Yes, so let's
do
do
the
some
chips.
dill pickle. So this is going to be new for us. Gordon and I have never tried this kind. We know what this is like because that's Canadian and it's good, but this one's going to be interesting.
What type of chips
Ooh.
are they? Like, not flavor,
So
but are these, like,
those ones are
crispy?
kind of like I
Kettle?
think more of a
Yeah,
kettle,
and
and
you
these
said
are
you-
more of a ripple. So that
Mm.
might make a difference to you too.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, they're
let's go more on the taste too. Sorry, I guess we should put
They're
them
not
here.
exactly the same
Yeah, and
consistency or style of chip.
Yeah, I
yeah.
can smell
But
that.
the flavor. Let's
That one's the
yeah.
Canadian one?
Yeah, it's
It's made in
made in Canada, product of Canada.
but it is
It's
actually
technically you
but
can buy it
only
at
buy
Trader
it at
Joe's.
Trader Joe's. You can't get it.
But it didn't have any Canadian ones along, so but it's still technically Canadian.
So you can buy that in a USA Trader
Yes.
Joe's?
Yep, you bet. So that's what we buy always when we're here in Vegas, when we get a craving for dill pickle chips. And I tried some the other day at another store, and they were not good at all.
I already started because
Oh,
one was falling out of the
that's
bag,
okay.
so I ate one of those already.
Okay. Keep asking me one of those too. Thank you. Oh, that's a big daddy. Oh. Interesting. I already know the difference. That's what you've been eating this one. Those are very light chips.
They are.
They're nice. Texture.
Those are salty. Wow. Yeah. Wait, I have to compare this again. It was almost like there was a distinct and then it just got closer.
Just realize that these ones say creamy dill pickle.
Mm.
Which one?
Oh.
And
That
I'm
can make a
almost,
little difference for sure.
but I'm almost kind of picking up like a sour cream chips
Mhm.
sort of
Yeah.
thing. So
It's like
almost
sour cream and onion.
But
Mhm.
yeah, sour cream and onion with just a tiny flakes of
Like
dill on it.
That's exactly what I tasted as soon as I
So
ate it.
to me, in terms of true dill pickleness, this one doesn't really
Very
match it. The
no.
flavor is off. This one is like
That one's really
Super
good.
This
intense.
one pops.
This
Right.
one has so much flavor. It's so good. But yeah, you can have a lot of it because it's very salty.
So
But it's like really good. That's a very good dill pickle flavoring to us as Canadians.
That one's just more, you get that hint of
Just
dill
a
and then it just turns into a
tiny-
regular potato chip at the end.
Yeah.
Where this one is like, wow, that
Yeah.
pops with dill
Yeah.
and you get that salt, but
Mhm.
it's also a lot thinner. This one's obviously
Yeah,
it's not
a
it's
different.
it's not like hard crunchy, but it's addicting. Like
Yeah.
you can eat it.
No, we usually buy a few bags of these while
It's
we're
actually
here.
pretty
It's our
good. I might buy
snack.
that.
again,
Yeah,
I don't think that these are like in comparison to like the Hershey's, like those are a
Right.
pretty consistent product.
Yeah, these
This
aren't.
is pretty different. That's a kettle cooked chip versus
Yeah.
a ripple chip.
It's
and
just
also-
more to see like what the options are because there's not a
No,
lot of
there isn't.
options
There
for
isn't
dill
a lot
pickle
of
chips
options.
in the United States, whereas
But-
Canada we have a ton.
Which is weird because that's like your specialty. Like, oh, you do dill everything. Where we like dill, but we have like 10 different other styles. We'll put like turkey and mashed potato chips together, and you're like, what?
So, did you guys have enough taste testing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I
What's your
rating?
rating?
5 and 9.
What about you?
I would have to go. Still a chip, but 6. I'd say 6. I'd say 10. I would like those.
That's
Wow.
my ratings too. 6, 10. Yeah, I love these chips. They're so good.
Right. But honestly, you can't really compare
Yeah,
them.
they're not super comparable, but they both say they're dill pickle, so that's what I was
Yeah.
going off of. But yeah, there's not a ton of options, like I said, for dill pickle. But we did try some the other day at Sprouts, and they were kettle cooked too, and they were not good at all.
No, they weren't. They,
Yeah,
not
so-
near the
Yeah,
flavor that these.
Yeah, so I would
ones do.
highly recommend these if you're gonna try any here.
And the other thing to note that they are popular because a lot of times we'll go to Trader Joe's and they won't even have any.
Yeah,
so they're
so
sold
like sometimes
very quickly.
completely sold out. So.
Okay.
All right. Our last chocolate bar, candy
Milky
bar.
Ways. We'll
And
try
Mars.
to shift everything down here.
Does Mars have caramel in it?
I think it has. Yeah, it has like a caramel and nougat. So
They look very similar.
they look almost identical, guys.
Yeah, the color looks the same. Maybe that, if anything,
This
that
is
was
maybe
drier
a
than
little
this, but
darker. Yeah, and it could have been just
I'm
'cause
talking
it was
about
the inside,
the form
right?
and the
Yeah.
inside of it, not necessarily the exterior color.
oh, they look the same
Yeah,
almost
like
from the
that's what I'm
inside.
saying.
It's very similar.
All right, let's go for it.
I guess
There's more pieces.
try the American one first.
There's a lot to
These
chew
ones
because
take
it's
a
got
lot,
a
yeah.
caramel
Mhm.
inside, so. Mm.
I feel like these are going to be the same, but
Mm. I had a difference. Lots and lots of chewing, but that
no, I'm
Caramel
thinking,
right now.
thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, what did you think, Greg? You had some.
I think they're both very similar, but there's this just felt like, even though there's caramel in there, it didn't feel like the chocolate was really defined. I just feel like I was chewing on caramel the whole time. This one, I know there's a very big difference between the caramel and the chocolate. I preferred that.
I know what you're saying is like there's a chocolate shell over
Yes.
the caramel. That one, it was all like one unit almost.
It felt like that.
Yeah, it did. I agree. A little bit.
I would have to say, this is one, when I ate this, you're right. It took a while for me to, I was tasting caramel straight up, but it took a while for the chocolate to get in because I was
Trying to
overeating
get
it.
half of each.
For that one was straight chocolate, but I didn't get the caramel immediately, so it's almost backwards.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I agree.
So-
It's like the caramel popped here, and the caramel took a while to kick in over here.
Yeah, I get it like
And
immediately.
if I was like a chocolate connoisseur or something like that, and I'm looking for something with a kind of a balanced ratio,
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably say, well, if I'm paying money for something with caramel, I'd probably go with this because you're getting caramel. You get caramel right
I
up,
agree.
and then you get
Yeah,
the chocolate
if
at
you
the
want-
end.
If you want caramel.
The caramel flavor is immediate on this, but I feel like there's no distinction with the chocolate.
Right.
Whereas this one, I felt like there was an actual distinction
Mhm.
between the chocolate and caramel.
Right. I felt on that one I was getting chocolate, and then caramel was kind of at the
At the
end.
end, I
Yeah.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this
So-
one was caramel was
It's
immediate.
weird, hey? But they look exactly the same.
But again, we found this pattern again somehow, and maybe it's just your guys' market. When they make chocolate bars,
they
they seem to put more chocolate
Yeah.
in than with the
I
actual
agree.
ingredient.
I agree. Yeah.
Like,
and I
there
think
must-
Maybe
that
that's-
could be why the calories are a little higher.
Maybe
too.
that's
Right,
why
right.
we
Yeah.
call it a chocolate bar. You guys
That's
call it a candy
true,
bar because it
maybe,
seems like
yeah.
there's more amount of chocolate in our bars.
Yeah.
right.
That's very
That could
good
be it.
point.
I don't know. Who knows? We're just theorizing here.
It's funny how they can look so similar but taste so different.
All right, so Taran, what's your rating?
Okay. Mars is another good bar that I like, so I'm gonna give it a high rating. I'm gonna give it a 9 and a 7.
I'll say the exact same. I'll give this one 7.5. I was actually gonna give it a
Interesting.
little
I thought you were hinting on getting this one.
Yeah, at first I thought you were
Well,
too, but yeah, I think
I
he
like-
likes the
I like the
difference
distinction
of,
more
chocolate.
than the pure caramel
Yeah.
because I was expecting it to have a distinction and it didn't. That's the thing.
Right. So what do you
I'm gonna probably go. I'm closer. I'm gonna say this is an 8. This is 7.5.
Wow.
So I'm much more balanced. As like it's just a change of reverse roles. It's
Yeah.
like which do you prefer? Do you want caramel
Totally,
or
yeah.
chocolate? Or do
A
you
lot
want
of this is
chocolate?
based on your personal preference. So.
Well, overall, I'd say at this point, other than the chips, which were a runaway, I'd say for the most part, it seemed like you favored the American brands and we favor the Canadian.
Right. And in a way that kind of sucks because I was kind of hoping that there were I did prefer the Hershey
But
Yeah.
it wasn't that significant
No, well,
in
it was
terms of
pretty-
rating.
No,
pretty
well-
significant.
Well, yeah, I mean that one had like this
Okay.
weird
It had a higher
funky
rating.
Right, that's
aftertaste
true.
versus that one was just smooth.
Remember,
I would
we were
actually
like
prefer that
5
one.
and I think 8
I guess it's a really mixed bag. I think it would be interesting to have had another American here because then you have 2 against 2.
Right.
We were trying to get another American, but all of our American friends were busy this time. But maybe we'll shoot a replay.
So some people really like the ASMR of the mukbang. This wasn't really an ASMR mukbang, but I honestly think that you guys are probably seeing us all eat this, and there's probably something at this table that you would like to eat. So
yeah, hopefully. Let us know.
Let us know in the comments which would be the first item if this was all on a table that you would go to.
Yeah, what's the first sweet item and what's the first savory item or salty item that you would pick?
Sometimes like to eat my chips with a thing of chocolate.
Yeah, definitely, totally. We do that all the time because Gordon and I love the sweet and the salty.
It's too much to have. It's too much chocolate and nothing salty to back it up with to get that.
Whereas if it was my sister and my mom and aunts, they would just eat all the chocolate, and if it was my dad, he'd just eat all the chips.
All right, so if any of you can come through the screen right now and help us finish this off, that would be great.
Yeah,
because it's going to be real tough to stare at this and not eat it.
The dill pickle chips are still going up my nose, so I wish you guys had smell-o-vision.
Yeah, exactly. I wish you guys could smell all this, because even the chocolate, like, you can really smell some of it. You know, it's like that nice, sweet cocoa bean flavor. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let us know if you have suggestions for future videos like this or anything else, and we appreciate you always watching. And always be kind.
And keep knitting on your mind. I mean Vegas on your mind.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching another one of our YouTube videos.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to put the notifications bell on for future videos.
Please follow us on Instagram at Vegas Best Ideas.
We post daily pictures and videos about the best places to eat in Vegas, things to do, and places to stay.
Take care, guys. See you soon.